Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope very well. It's only 7:30, just gone, and the euro's been coming down a little bit overnight. It's come down and hit the daily low, daily pivot, and I think it's worthwhile giving it a little shot down here. Actually, just come into my bands, so I'm going to put a couple of lots in and see if it has a bounce here this morning. So let's get 1, 2 in. I'm a little bit late to the party. It should have gone in from a lower price down here on this red bar, but I've only just been getting everything sorted out, so I could have got a slightly better price. But looking at the prices anyway, it's not going to require a huge stop loss, and so I'm going to see if this one can hold. Now it's a case of whether I want to put a stop just below this low or give it more room, because obviously it can overshoot and still then come up. But I've just put the 2 units in at the moment. Let's see if I'm going to put these extra ones in. I'm just checking the charts off screen. Looks okay for the potential for it to have a bit of a bounce. So I do need to put some more units in. So see if I can get a slightly better price here. And then I'll put a stop a bit below these lows. So these lows, I'll just check those. That low is at 81, right? Okay, and so I can put a stop a bit below that. So just as we're coming down a little bit there, I'll get these extra units in. So I'll go in with the 4 units this morning. So it's early. I'm not used to putting these trades in this early, but we've come down to this pivot. It's just a case of whether on that hourly chart, whether it still wants to come lower and play around for a couple of hours, or whether it's going to hold. So I've put these in. So what I'm going to do now is just get rid of that. I'm going to put my stops in. Let's get these stops sorted out. So I was in at around about 88 to 86. I'm going to put my stops in at about 77 and just see how this goes. So I'll press pause for the minute. It could be over very quickly, but I'm putting my stops down at 77. Okay, so I have just been stopped out down here. I was just saying to the guys in the trading room, if it comes back up, these are my 4 units, so there's my entries, and I've been stopped out 76.5. So what's that? Just over 10 pips, 11 pips, or whatever. So I've taken a small loss there so far, whatever that is, 160 to 300 odd pounds. So first trade gets stopped out straight away, and so, but I just thought it's into support there, and it looked like it could hold and have a bounce. So I'm still watching it though, because if we come straight back up into the bands, we have got a small divergence in play. Then that's what I was looking at. So it could just be that I was just a little bit early there. Now it's diverging. If it comes back and closes back inside these bands, I will give it a second crack of the whip. So obviously the euro could come down more, but I'll carry on watching this for the time being. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so just back, and it looks like we are going to close back inside these bands. We have got a divergence. We've got a couple of divergences, so it warrants going back in again. So second attempt at crack at the whip here. So get 1 unit in. We should do a little dip, and I'll be looking to put a stop just a bit below these lows again. And so that's 1 unit in, and let's see if I can get let's get a second unit in. Make sure at least I've got 2 just in case. Oh, do you know, it's really not that big a deal here. There's stops this morning. So 3 units. Do I go 3 or 4 units? That is the question. On this second attempt, I'll see if I can get the 4th unit in if it comes down. I'll get the 4th unit in if it does do the dip. So 3 units are in so far. I just like the potential for this to have that bounce like I was talking about, and so it may just be that the first attempt was just that little bit too early. So if I get the dip, then I'll get the 4th unit in. I've got 3 lots in so far, and I'll get the 4th lot in a minute if we get that dip. Now, as far as stops are concerned, I'm going to have another look, see where this low is. That's at 75. My unit so far in at 83. So I shall be putting my stops down at 73, so I'll give it a 10 pip stop. So I'll just do those while I'm waiting here. 112, 70. Well, put my stop in at 74 this time. Actually, no, I will put it in at 73 because there's another level down there. So 73. So 112, 73. So I'm just putting my stops in whilst I'm still doing the recording. 112, 73. Right, okay. So that's those stops are in. I'm not showing my account at the moment because I am in swing trades, as I have been so much of the time this year, it seems, certainly when I've been doing videos. So just see if I can get that final unit in a slightly better price. So there we go. Right, okay. So, and then I'll put a stop against that. Right, so I'll press pause for now and see if this is going to be over very quickly, or if if it's actually going to hold this time and actually do what I'm looking for it to do. I shall press pause. Okay, just back, and we're up at 88 now, but I'm looking for 92. 92 is the 8 a.m. pivot, so that's the first target that's going to be coming into play. The first target is going to be 92. So if we can get to 92, I'll take half off, so 2 of these units off. So we're getting close here. So fingers on the trigger. So there's 90. There it is. 92, 90, 92.5. So half's banked here. We've just hit the 8 a.m. pivot. And what I'm going to do is move the stop up to this low. That on this occasion today looks to be the right thing. The next target is going to be at 113, the whole number, and then I've got another level. So about roughly where this 5-minute 50 is, and then I've got 113.11 currently beyond that. So half profits banked there at 92. Let's bring up the other 2 tickets. I don't need to do anything just yet, but if we go straight up to 113, then I'll be taking that next one off, and then I've got the other one as well. So I've got 2 more tickets here. So let's just see, actually, because it's getting close. Fingers on the trigger. Fingers on the trigger. It's right on 99 point whatever. So it's basically there. There it goes. Right, 01. So that's the 3rd unit off at 01. So, and really now it's just a case of seeing whether I can get that slightly bigger push up that bit further. It's actually, sorry, 05 will be the final target. 05. That's the 15-minute 21 or 20 moving average. It's also some overlaps with some bands and stuff as well. So about 05 will be the last level if it can get there. So it's picked up. All I've done so far is probably made back the losses of the first trade and a little bit of profit on top. I can see, actually. So I'm a bit up on that, but really it's not a huge amount. So but anyway, it puts me back in the game, doesn't it, for maybe some more trading as we go through the morning. So next thing is 113.05. If we can get to that, then I will take this this final unit off. But for now, what I'll do is I'll move the stop up to about 79, something like that, and so I don't need to have it even at the low now with the way that it's come up. I think I can afford to have it about 79. So I'll move that stop. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so just coming back, and looks like I'm about to get this trading stopped out. My stop's at 79, so it just needs to go below 79, and then we'll see this disappear. There it goes. So there it is. Right. Okay. So I have just been stopped out on the remainder. So we'll have a look at that. I'll just bring up the screenshot. So I think I've probably made back a bit of the that early first trade loss. Let's have a look here. Just taking a screenshot of the whole lot now. So what have I made? 125. So that's 200, 260 odd. 230 odd, and I think I was down £300. So yeah, maybe I'm down £100 at the moment. I'll actually look at the actual numbers in a minute. So it puts me back in the game by having that winning trade, and so it's now just a case of I'm looking at this, talking to the guys, and the euro potentially could have a bit of a leg down. It's just got a little bit of conflict when I go out to the 4-hour chart. We just come down to this 4-hour lower band, and it's a first test of that on my chart. So I'm a little, but outside of that, I can see the potential for the euro to, as it's holding down, and if it starts to break down, to see more downside. So I do see the potential there. It's just a bit of a pain that it's got that much higher time frame support that it's sitting on, and that it could just sort of hang around there and probe a little bit and then come back up. But I may well still do something with this yet. So I'll press pause for the time being. Okay, just back. What I've spotted is there's a bit of a divergence going on this euro dollar on the 15 and 30-minute charts. So I am going to be looking to get another unit long here today. The euro is sitting on around those 4-hour lower bands. It's sitting in some other resistance as well on some other time frames. So I am looking to get another long off on this euro dollar. So I'm just looking for a little bit of a dip, and if I can get that, then I'll put a unit in and see if I can get a run to the 5-minute 50. So that's 68. The lows down here were 55. So just missed out, just while I'm talking there, on a couple of pips there. So I have to just hold fire a little bit, and hopefully I can get that little bit of a dip at some point. So I shall press pause while I'm waiting. Right, what I've decided to do, I'm going to put one in just in case. Let's get long anyway. So I'm long at 69 there, just gone long at 69, and if we come back down to my lower bands, then I'll get another unit in, and I will put the stop down below the low just at about 55. So it's about 14 pips stop, but I just want to have a unit in rather than sitting there waiting for the dip, and if it doesn't happen, then I miss out completely. So based on those divergences that I'm seeing there on those higher time frames. So as it currently stands, what I'm looking at here, what I've done, is the euro dollar. If I go to that 4-hour chart again, is sitting on this 4-hour my lower bands. It's overshot them a little bit, but that's fine. Overshoots happen a lot, and it could still come back up quite comfortably within those yet. So I like that. I also have some other support that I can't show you, some other charts. So I quite like that. And overall, if we go obviously out to the daily charts, then the overall trend is up. We've come to the outer bands on the daily charts, so it just makes sense to me for me to be looking at long side plays, especially as I'm getting divergences here on these intraday time frames. So that's where I'm at. I've got one unit in. I'll get a second unit in on a little dip. So I probably only need to put the 2 lots in this time, and just see if I can get that bit of a run on these 2 lots here, and still be enough pips on 2 lots if I can get that second lot in. I'm sure I will do, so I'm just playing that waiting game on the second unit. So I'm long 1 unit at the moment. Okay, I was just saying to the guys, if we break out of this little range that we're in, I'm going to add another unit. I was looking for the dip. We didn't quite dip down to my lower band, so I didn't quite get there, and now it's potentially going to break out. So if we do break out, I'm going to add that second unit in, because I really do want to be long on this. And so if I'm overall wrong on it, there we go. Right, okay. So I've got the second unit in now. If I'm overall wrong on this, I'm not going to lose a fortune today on this. I would just want to be in. So sometimes you just have to pay up rather than fiddle around with hoping to get a pullback or whatever. So and we've only been in with 1 unit. It just is a little bit light. I want to get at least the 2 units in. So there's my 2 units are in now. I could put more in, but I think that will do for now. The first target I'm going to have on this is going to be the 5-minute 50, my white line, effectively. So that's going to be a target on this. It might be my overall target, and I'll just come out. But so that is going to be a target for me. So I shall press pause for the time being, and now just as I've bought in, it's just done a little dip. So that's it for now. Press pause for now. Okay, so we are coming up here on this euro dollar. So I'm targeting, it's the 30-minute bands, which are about 85, maybe 86, we'll see. So I've got the 2 units here, and so what I'm going to do is, one of our members has said, "Oh, Charlie, would you consider holding on to a portion just to see if it can run all the way up, maybe even as far as yesterday's highs?" I don't know if it's going to be able to do that, but for the sake of a quarter of the position, I can give it a go. So what I am going to do is if we get up to this 85 area, 85 to 80, whatever level it is, 88 zone, I'll take some of that profit off, but what I'll do is I'll leave a quarter on. So in order to do that, what I'll need to do is sell half a lot. That's the way it works on this one. So I've got 2 lots in of 100,000 each. So I'll close one of them and then sell 50,000, and then that'll effectively leave me net long 50,000. So that's what will happen if we can get up here. First of all, I think it's going to happen. Fairly confident with that. And so anyway, first things first, let's get up there first of all. So I'll press pause for the time being. Okay, so we're just getting close. So we're getting close to taking that first half profit off, and then I'll also close out that quarter as well. So we're getting very close here. So just a little bit more to go. Now I've pressed record. You know what happens when I press record or resume on the recording, that it stops, and that's exactly what's happening now. So I'm just chatting here with the guys in the trading room, and look, there you go. So it's just pulling back off. So I'm looking for probably about, I don't know, it's just a few pips more. And as it was starting to jump around, I just had to get ready. And but I'll press pause just while we're waiting here. Right, okay, I'm actually going to close out the half here at 80.7. I've just spotted something. So just closed half at 80.7. I just spotted something. If you remember last week, in last week's video, the trade I was in ran so far, and then all of a sudden it just rolled all the way back over, and I just spotted something off screen. It was almost the same type of pattern that I just spotted. So I thought, oh, okay, I'm gonna get that one banked this time. So what I did was what was going on was that on the 5-minute chart, it's not showing here on telecharts, but on my e-signal that I'm looking at off screen, my 5-minute 21 is still facing down, and that could mean that this has had a nice run and it wants to come all the way back down to the 5-minute 21, which is way down here. So I don't want to have to sit through that, because what would happen then if it comes down, you see, then it's going to take time to come all the way back up to the 5-minute 50, by which time the 5-minute 50 will be that much lower anyway. So I might as well have had that one banked. Anyway, so I've done that. Now, on the remainder here, if it does come up, great if it still comes up. Remember, what I'm going to do is not close this deal ticket. I'm going to leave this one open, but what I'm then going to do, that's 100,000, I will sell 50,000, and that enables me to then be net long with 50,000, and then I'll just see if the remaining 50,000 can just drift up the rest of the afternoon if it wants to, so, and come all the way back up to yesterday's highs. So I'll then it just be a case of stop management, and I'll do that. So it's all a bit smallish again today, but you know, it's it'll be adding up if we get there. So now it's just holding a little bit. Actually, just for a second I thought, oh no, I don't want to have to go through that again. And more so, I still have the confidence it's going to get to that 5-minute 50, but if it wanted to come down to that 5-minute 21, because it is sloping down on my e-signal charts, then like I said, by the time it then comes all the way back up again, then all that will happen is I'll end up coming out at the 5-minute 50 at the same level I've just came out there. So that's the philosophy behind that. So I shall press pause whilst it is indeed backing off a little bit. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and as we can see, this euro's just over this last hour or so just been consolidating, and then it's starting to come back down. My stop's now is down at 59, so if it breaks 60, I will get stopped. And so it's looking that bit weaker now. I was just saying to the guys in the trading room that I'm a bit surprised actually. Sometimes you look at a market and you think, yeah, this looks good for more upside or more downside, and I felt I felt a fairly high conviction that this was actually going to move up. Now it could be that maybe it comes down, stops me out, and then goes back up again later today. But I felt that even from that, from the overall price action that had happened, I felt that there was more upside potential in it. It could still be the case. It might just be, you know, chopping around. We've got news coming out at 12:30, so we'll see what happens with that. But I wasn't really even expecting it dipping back this much now. But anyway, we shall see. I'll press pause for now. The good thing is I took that profit up there when I did. So whatever happens with this, it doesn't really matter too much. It just means that what I made on the profit, I'll just then give back by on this trading stop. So it means I'm back flat on the trade. I'll press pause for now. Right, just back, and this is a great example of what I was talking about earlier on. Targeting the 5-minute 50 back here, if you remember, and it didn't get there. The 21 moving average was sloping down at the time, which gave me that reason to close out. And look, it's now come down and now come back up and hit the 5-minute 50, but at a lower price. So if I had been sat in that, I'd now be at a dilemma. Well, I wouldn't be, because there's no point in closing it out for only a couple of pips. But do you see what I mean? That sometimes you have to take the other signals, like I did there today, and say, no, I actually need to take that profit off. But hopefully, I mean, this is just consolidating and just playing around, and hopefully this is still going to come up for me. But we shall see. We shall see. It's taken a long time, and I must admit, it's the time factor then means that the divergence then sort of disappears with time. So so now it's just a case of, can it move up as we go through the day? We shall see. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and the euro's still holding up here. So what I'm actually going to do, it's hitting some resistance on some higher time frames, but it's just not enough pippage in it at the moment. So I really want to see this euro come up further before I take half of this off. So I'm still looking for around about 85, or so. So see if we can get up to there. Then I'll take half off, and then I'll just leave the remainder. But what I am going to do is I'm going to move my stop up. So I'm going to move my stop up into these early 60s. Okay, so I'll just do that whilst we're waiting and seeing what's going to happen here. So okay, so just back. We're just about at that level that I was talking about, 85. It's taken another half an hour, and it's still, now I've just pressed record, it's gone back down to 83. It was sitting at 84 or so. So I'm just waiting to see if it can just get up there. I'm sure it's probably going to now, but now I've pressed record, it's just held there. So I'm looking to get that take that half, and then I can then just run the rest of the half for the rest of the day. So we're about there. So my finger's on the trigger. I'm just waiting to see. Are you going to help me out here a little bit? It's right on that level. I can see on the chart. Is it going to help me? Come on, hurry up. I'm recording here, and it's going to take too long if I don't if you don't hurry up. But it's right on this level, and so what will happen is I'll close half, and then it'll just flutter up. So there we go. Right, it's up there now. There we go. Right. So I've now taken half. Phewie. It's only taken a few hours. So I've just taken that half off there. So I've still got this unit remaining, but by selling 50,000, you can now see that I've now got one deal ticket still with my 100,000 net long position, and now I've got a net short position of 50,000, which still means obviously I'm net long 100,000. Sorry, net long 50,000. So so I've now only got effectively a net position in there. So I'll get the stops in against this. So obviously if it comes down, this one will start making me a little bit of profit as this profit starts to dwindle. If it carries on going up, then I'll be losing on this, but I'll be making more on this, and that's it. So as far as the trade is concerned, I'll move the stops up to 65 now. The stop was at 62. I'll move the stop up to 65. I'll press pause. Just back, and the euro's carried on just slowly and sluggishly having a pull up. I still think it's got the potential for this rundown, but I've set my stall out, and I said I'd just see if this final quarter can get there. So we've still got the position there. That's the one lot, and that's the 50,000 that I sold obviously against it in order to take half. So I'm only long net 50,000. So whatever happens, let's move those off. Whatever happens, I've moved my stop to 71, so that means I'd get stopped out at break even pretty much on this. My entry is 71.9, and but this one where I sold it at 85, obviously I'd bank the profit between 85 and 71. So so that's what I've done. It's had a nice little run up there, but I still think it's got that potential to sell off. But because of the daily charts, because of the daily price action, momentum if you will as well, and the fact that it's on the daily charts, it's had a really good couple of days, I'm happy to just hold on to this position and just see if it does exceed any expectations and break out. If it doesn't and it rushes down quite quickly, fine, I get stopped out. I'll still make a profit on this trade whatever happens now, because obviously I'm in with a quarter and I can't lose obviously on it. Right, I shall come back to this bit later. Right, just back. It's now quarter to 4. I've been out this afternoon. I've just come back in. I can see that this euro got up to what, 113.05 or so, and we can see it's selling off a bit now. I think it's a bit late in the afternoon to keep on trying to hold out. So I am going to close this position now up here. So let's get that closed. Sometimes you have to get to a point in the day where you say, is this a trade that I'm willing to hold on overnight? Sometimes a day trade you get into and you think, actually, I'm willing to hold this. But I think with where the stops are at 71, it's still potentially too close, or where it was, still too close to where the action is. And so the likelihood it starts to increase that you could still get stopped out there. So in the end, obviously it was up at 113 plus, but I've been out this afternoon and just come back to this. So I think a really good exercise in trying to hold on to trades here. We've had 3 trades today, and the first one, let's just wind this back a little bit. If you remember, oh God, where was the first one? Right over here this morning, and straight stop out, fair enough. Then the second one, nice little divergence there was at the time, had a nice little run up, but the fourth unit got stopped out down, wherever it was. So 3 units were profitable, but one obviously ate into that. Then we had another divergence, and I got in over here, and that's what I've been running most of this afternoon. Took some off up here, didn't I? Took 2 units up there, but it ended up not being a lot in pips terms. But if this had gone all the way up, then it would have been all right in the end. But so I'll just press pause and have a look and see. I'll take some screenshots and see where we got to. Actually, let's have a look. Let's take some screenshots of these trades here today. So see what we what that was the. Let's have a look here. Let's see if I can get these screenshots of these trades. So that was the first one. Sorry, the first 2, and then this is. And I'm just going to take the second. Oops. I can only show me one screenshot at a time. That's no good. Right. Okay. So this was the first 2 trades. So remember the first lot was four units. So it was whatever that amounts to. The second lot was 4 units as well. But again, this unit here, which got stopped out. That meant that I think net I was down about £80 at the time. I did calculate it, something like that. I would have to see between the 2 of those. And then if I then bring up this lot, what else have I been up to here? What did I get in? How many did I get in with? 3 units on this, wasn't it? Oh, I see why. Right, okay. So, yeah, there it is. And here's that last lot. So I got in with, was it 2 or 3 units? I don't know. Anyway, so something like that. So we've got the bit that I took half on, so which I've just closed out of, plus these others. So net, I don't even know what it adds up to. You can work it out for yourself. But it's a profitable day, but a small profit. What would it be? A couple of £100 maybe? I don't know. Over across to that, if that. May not. No, probably not even a couple of £100. I don't know. We'd have to have a look. I can't even be bothered to add it up. But it's a small profit for the day. But sometimes it's just that way it goes. You don't get if you don't get that final quarter reaching your target or whatever, then and then it rolls back over. So be it. But this game, trading, is all about trying to run. You can't always run trades, but once you get into a position, and if you're in a position where you can try and run something, it's when they run for you a little bit, then that's what gives you the bonus. Today it's been a lot of work, so to speak, for not a lot of return. But other days you could be in and out, and in the space of half an hour, and you've just done your whole day's profits. The way it goes. Anyway, a good. But I like the trades today. I was saying to the guys in the trading room earlier on that I thought the setups were good today, and nice sort of day trades, trading off of divergences with the higher time frames and all of that. I better stop talking. It's 29 minutes in. Got a cracker of an email coming out to you on Monday with Monday's market commentary. I look forward to that. Have a great weekend. See you.